What's this? So Assassin's Creed Shadows is now a national issue in Japan.
What?
Nippon
Okay.
Journal is exposing Thomas Lockley's lies, including his false claim
Oh.
about Yasuke being a samurai. Historians, newspapers, and Diet are uniting against the distortion of history. It may soon become a look.
Holy shit.
I think we can relate to this in a way. Like, imagine, go back in memory, how Polish people felt about Witcher being twisted, right? And it's not even the same level of problem
No.
because it's not. I mean, it was kind of racial because like Yennefer wasn't played by like white female,
No.
for example, right? And obviously in like medieval Poland there was no black people or any other race
No.
people, to be honest. We're as homogenous as it gets even nowadays.
But bear in mind that Witcher is not really based in Poland. It is fiction.
It's Polish fantasy, I guess.
It is Polish, but it's still fantasy. Like you could bend it.
True. Yeah.
Like I know, yes,
Yeah, I
people
understand.
people got mad, and I was probably one of them because obviously I grew up with Witcher. I read it so many times. I played the games,
yeah.
and it's ingrained in like my teenage years
Okay.
so much that obviously when I saw that there was like this lady playing Yennefer, I was just like, what the fuck? That's not Yennefer. What is going on?
True.
But I could still kind of understand because it's fantasy. Like, let's be honest.
So
It
you could
is-
turn a blind eye on it.
Kind of, yeah. It's based in like Polish mythology a little bit. Like you do get those monsters and stuff that are
Fuck.
very Slavic in a way. But obviously that's to be expected because the writer is Polish, right? But this is very different because they said that a black guy was a samurai. It's a bit different. This is like someone coming and saying that Hitler was black, you know.
I wonder. So the question is then, I guess, because both Witcher games, and an Assassin's Creed game, or anything about it, it's also like a form of art, right? So, do creators of that art hope to base their creation on the facts, or they kind of go and roam around free, just sort of giving themselves more room? Because if Ubisoft who no what
No, I think the issue in here is different because when they make a movie about Witcher or a game about Witcher,
yeah
it's completely a work of fiction. Like, it was fantasy from the get-go.
the book basically
Yes.
yeah true
In here, the guy, the Thomas Lockley, he went on the internet and he made it look like that Yasuke
mm-hmm.
was a real person. Like, he was in history at some point.
But wasn't he? I think on Wikipedia.
Well, apparently not.
I read on Wikipedia
No.
there was a mention of him at.
Yeah, but that's the thing. From what I understand,
Yeah.
I'm not into this topic too much, but from what I understand, Thomas Lockley wrote a book with Yasuke as the guy,
Yeah.
like the black samurai.
Yeah.
But he also went on internet, on the Wikipedia, and made a page,
Oh.
like kind of.
Proving himself.
It's like Ouroboros, like the snake eating its own tail.
Okay,
You
I
know,
get it.
like,
okay, yeah.
He made the proof for the book that he wrote. That was
Oh, I
a
see.
work of fiction. Like,
Oh.
you know, it's a bigger issue.
That's fucked up, dude.
That is fucked up. So
That's
that's
fucked
why
up.
it's completely different.
Okay, I get it.
Like, he was trying to make it look like it was real, backing up himself. So he like made fake accounts
Shit. Okay,
and
I
all
get
that
it.
stuff. So
It
yeah.
is different then. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see how it's different. Yeah. But it's a game. If it's a realistic game, it's still a game. Yeah, Palasha, there's a movie called The Last Samurai. It is it's not an Asian guy, but The Last Samurai.
But Last Samurai was not based on history.
It also, but Tom Cruise doesn't play The Last Samurai, right?
No,
Yeah,
he's
so
not really becoming like he's not the Last Samurai.
yeah, so it's a bit
It's not
different.
about him.
It's an American typical guy who is samurai. I don't think he is.
I don't think they ever call him a samurai.
He just
he learns,
happened to learn their way.
Yeah, he learns
yeah.
to fight with the sword, but he's never a samurai per se. I don't think so. The Last Samurai refers to the other guy.
Yeah, he's like friend or whatever that was. Yeah.
But he's not the samurai.
I watched this movie so long ago. It's actually a pretty good movie.
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, we need to add it to the watch next list maybe. But in any case, I can't blame Japanese people for being mad, but I don't know. So going back to my question, if Ubisoft is trying to be one-to-one with history and they try to push their own version of that history by claiming Yasuke was real, and Japan has proved that he wasn't, I can see how they're mad. But if Ubisoft just said, look, this is a game, pure fiction, and it just so happens that some of it is real, maybe happened, maybe not, then it's like I don't know if you can be mad at them, because that becomes an art.
Yes.
So I don't know, like I think Asmongold says that Ubisoft is trying to essentially make money, right? And they will
always, of course.
Yeah, they will say whatever needs to be said to push their agenda, make money, whatever.
Yeah, but listen, when they made the last one that you played about Greeks, right?
I don't think it's the latest one.
Oh, sorry.
But basically, I played it. So Odyssey.
Latest.
It was Odyssey.
Yeah. Like, were there any black Greeks in there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did they make the?
Let's see. Okay. AC Odyssey, Black Greeks. There you go.
Black Greeks.
Look, Steam community. Greeks weren't black. No, there you go. So yeah. Ancient Greece.
Okay.
Yeah.
But look what people are saying, like insulting.
Let's see what they say. Why is it Spanish?
I have no clue.
Okay. Note, I'm not white, so accusations of racism will need to be adjusted slightly. Okay. Because we can only be racist towards everyone else but white. Okay.
No, that's not it. It's like if white people are trying to defend white people, they're gonna get bashed.
Okay, I see. So a little bit of pre-word. Right, so I'm willing to bet this has already been discussed here, but I'm a bit annoyed at the imposition of contemporary politics into gaming. Also, before anyone mistakes my meaning, the characters I'm referencing aren't simply very tan. They are clearly character models intended to be African, such as Damalis in Corinthia. Should we look her up?
But then, is Damalis a historical figure, or is she like completely made up?
Oh, I see. Oh, she's black 100%. Like there's no question about it. Like, yeah, for sure.
Oh, they say Polynesian. But the thing is this
was a
actual person?
It's a fucking town.
Was this an actual person in history? That's the thing.
I don't think she was.
Because listen, it's a completely different thing to add a black person that is just a random character in the game, and it's a completely different thing to add a character and try to sell it to you like he was a real historical person. Yeah,
I don't think she was real. True. I'm all for including people of color in media. Hell, I want to like it being one. I enjoy seeing people who share my background, but I only like it when it actually makes sense. I like seeing black characters in Origins because it makes perfect sense for Egypt, sure.
Of course.
I felt like the Arabs in the First AC were also appropriately represented, but black Greeks, at the very least, identified in some way as the children of African immigrants or something. During the era in which this game is set, any black characters would have been the result of recent immigration, or possibly remnants of Xerxes' Persian army, which has been documented to have had black soldiers within it. Okay, interesting. Yes.
So he actually puts it into context, like historical context.
Yeah. So basically, what he's saying: whenever you use facts to build the story, stick to these facts.
Yes.
Right. But I don't think that person existed. But
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you had a game and someone made a Black Hitler, that would be wildly inappropriate.
This is just a game. No, I agree.
It would be offensive. Let's be honest. It would be offensive.
It would be stupid. Like, honestly, oh my god, I can't even. Wow. Yeah.
Yes. But that's the thing. That's why people get so worked up about it, because it's just offensive to people's intelligence when they try to sell you this shit. Like, of course we know black people exist. Of course they are ingrained in our society, yes. And they should be represented, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
But don't make it in a stupid way just because you want to include black people. Like, no, that's not the way. I keep saying this, and
the Wakanda example from you, I like that one.
No. I'm saying when you have a movie like A Witcher, let's say, because we already talked about that, and it's obviously been taken from Slavic culture and based on our mythology. Just stick to Slavic roots. Like, don't make it what it isn't. But then, if you want to really include all the other minorities, take their stories and tell their stories. Like, I am sure that Africa, like, it's a massive ass continent. Like, they have their own mythology. They have their own interesting stories.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll find a bunch of them that are amazing for interpretation for our TV. Why we don't do that? And then you can have a whole crew that is black. Like, no one will care that there's no white person.
But then there'll be someone saying, "Where's the white guy?"
Oh,
yeah.
I swear to you, no one will say that.
No?
I swear to you.
Oh.
Or there will be white people, but there will be the oppressor. And no one will mind that either.
Oh, I don't, that'd be... I would love to see a reaction.
But do that. Like,
yeah.
Listen, we love Japanese stories. We love Korean stories right now. Like, there's more and more coming out. Because they're so different. Because there's something unexpected in them. Because those stories are so interesting. Because they're so different. That's the whole point.
True.
So imagine if you have a whole continent of stories, of untold stories, and you suddenly introduce them to our world. That'd be so amazing.
Like, so two things come to mind when you were saying, like, first of all, you remember we were in that museum in Fuerteventura, where the town so lighthouse was, with and there was like a museum with all those figurines from Morocco and all Africa. I bet every single one of those had a story to tell.
Yeah,
all those little figurines, statues, and like crazy.
Yes.
So that could I would love to know more about them.
Yeah.
But also I'm thinking about Gibson's movie Apocalypto.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it was fucking brilliant.
My God.
And was at the end fucking white oppressors, and no one cares. And I wonder
I
wonder if the same reaction to the movie we would see nowadays, because that movie is like 20-year-old.
Yeah,
old as fuck. Maybe, yeah. So if we had the same movie today launched as new shit, would people object to white oppressors being in that movie?
I don't know.
It was technically based on facts, but it wasn't as much, because those white people at the end of the movie, I think, based on what I read, they were too advanced for the time when that was supposed to happen.
Yes,
when that was supposed to happen.
Understand. Yeah,
but it's still like, I mean, it eventually happened, so they like cut the part of history to make a story short. It's fine. But yeah, I wonder so what you're saying, like Wakanda,
but
for
there
example,
are so many good examples. Wakanda, not exactly, because it was created by white people, so it's a bit of a fantasy. Like, it's okay, yeah. But still, it was created by white people ages ago. Sure. But there are so many good examples, like Apocalypse. I forgot about it, but it's absolutely amazing. Yeah. I love that movie.
It's so good.
There is this old movie. Forgive me if I'm forgetting something, but from what I remember, because I watched it years and years ago when I was little, and it was Gods Must Be Crazy. I loved it.
Really?
Yes, it's so good. It's so good. Oh my god.
What's the title again?
Gods Must Be Crazy, I think. I don't know, because I remember it in Polish. Bogowie są szaleni. And it's yes, and it was so good. Muszą być szaleni. There you go. Yes. It's such a good movie. um,
Bushman's I'm searching for English title, by the way. Oh, this is The Gods Must Be Crazy. You're right.
yeah, The Gods Must Be
The
Crazy.
Gods
And look, it's so old. It's like 1980s. But it's an amazing movie.
Fuck, this is 44-year-old.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's so good. And then, again, please forgive me if there are some bad takes in that movie. I mean, obviously it's very old, so it would be a product of its own times.
Yeah.
But then also my memory might not be as best because I watched it as a child, so it was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. There might be something
Yeah, sure.
going on in there that I wasn't aware at the time. But from what I remember, it was really good. But something else came to my mind. Now I forgot. There was another one.
Another point.
Another movie as well, when it was like...
So I just said about the Apocalypto, but that's...
Yeah.
We have plenty of messages in chat, by the way.
Well, go on then.
Yeah,
go on.
I think
yes,
we have
let's
to,
see.
we have
Yeah.
to
Let's see.
take a look. Iron Pigu. Right. French community and cultural history have to thank Ubisoft, and more specifically Assassin's Creed, because a few years ago Notre Dame de Paris burned. Yeah, true. And we rebuilt it based on plans used to...
Seriously?
I don't...
I mean, how are there no plans of that anywhere else? Because
Yeah, I would have to Google it up just to believe in it.
I would imagine that city would have some sort of plans.
Yeah,
of it's one of the most important buildings.
It sounds beautiful, like a huge stroke of gamers' ego, but I don't know if it's true, and I would need to see some kind of
but
proof.
if it is, I mean, it is
yeah,
amazing.
if it is awesome,
wow.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Are
Crazy.
we opening the debate about Disney and the fact they are recreating all of them with more ethnicity to include minorities and that complains? Then complains? No, that complains? For example, Snow White, who is literally described as a young woman with her name referencing to her skin
Yeah.
color, true.
Yeah.
And Disney is recasting
Yeah.
it because this is...
That's just stupid.
That's just stupid. That's what...
stupidity.
I'm really struggling to find any will in me to support those companies in any shape or form. I absolutely hate this shit, and giving them money giving them my money gives me shivers. So I would always think twice before I go to cinema to see any of those movies.
You do realize though that no one cares about your opinion because you're a white male. White cis male.
Yeah, I still have the right to have an opinion.
I know,
so it is what it is.
No, I'm joking, but
Yeah.
this is what our world has come to.
Yeah. Finally, I spoke with a client, and you know her as the only client that you met.
Yeah.
And her husband, he's wildly successful white American male.
Yes.
And they basically have a lot of money. And he said that being white male in London is the best...
Of course it is.
The best full stop, basically.
Yeah.
He says that...
Of course.
Yeah, is absolutely the best. And he says whenever you go to higher spheres, they listen to you. Whenever you have an argument, you have people that will agree with you just because you come across as powerful, confident, white male.
Yeah.
Like sure, it helps. He said it helps a lot. And he has a good contrast because his wife is black. And the stories she told us is fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
How many times she's been attacked, followed, and insulted, and had no voice. Like people would just look down at her for being black. And even here in modern London, like nowadays, like literally now. So and these they aren't like 20-year-olds. There are people who are 50-year-old plus. So you would think they've seen everything and they know how to handle shit like this, but they really don't. So it's very interesting dynamic that they have in this partnership between them, and the stories they told us are just like I would never know.
Yes.
Yeah. So this thing is real, but at the same time, like we have to have some kind of boundaries between what's fiction and what's real life, to be honest. And
I mean, to be honest, I don't think we're ever gonna be able to comprehend that.
Yeah.
So I think about it quite often because, you know, I get really annoyed being on the bus with people around me, and especially surroundings that we live in.
The neighborhood.
Yeah, our neighborhood.
Okay.
Like there's, we live in the poorer area of London, right?
Yeah.
And there is a lot of minorities in here. There's a lot of black people in here as well. I think there would be the majority in
For
here,
sure.
in here.
Oh yeah, we I think whites here are the smallest. Wasn't there like
Yeah.
a survey that white race is the smallest demographic group in London overall? I think that there's actually a
You know what? I don't
there's
know.
a census to that.
I
Yeah.
don't want to say anything because I really
Yeah.
don't know. I have no clue. But was I saying that the thing that kind of annoys me the most is how loud black people are generally. I know it's very, very generalizing, but still, they would be the loudest people on the bus, for example, like the ones who don't care about anybody else and just speak to their phone, at a
this
distance,
is
do a
disgusting.
FaceTime,
Absolutely
and they
hate
just
it.
like shout at each other from across the bus and
Absolutely.
all of that. So
yeah.
it annoys me because obviously if I come from Poland, which is very strict and very what's the word? Conservative, yes, that's the one. Yeah, conservative. That would never happen. And if you did that, people wouldn't even think to do that. And if you did that, they would have no problem to shut you up. Like they'd be on you.
You think?
Yes, and the difference also is from here to Poland is that if I were to speak up in here to someone about that, I would be the only one. People would not back me up. Like they'd be like,
not my problem.
Backing up, backing away from you, and like, this is your fight. You do this. Like, it's not my problem, right? Like, even if they think the same as you, like, people are very obojętny.
Fuck.
Yes.
I mean, tolerant, ignorant.
No.
No.
No. Oh my god.
Oh fuck. This is brain fart.
Brain fart. What is it? Inert?
No, there's another.
No.
There's another one.
No.
Indifferent.
Yes.
Yeah. Neutral.
Very indifferent.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, very much so. In Poland, if I were to speak up, other people will back me up. Like there's a whole community behind you.
I wonder
because you do have the same kind of values, like as a society, as a community. We were all brought up in the same way, and in here, because we all come from different walks of life, everybody is brought up differently, culturally as well. Then the expectations within society as a whole are not the same from everybody. I forgot when I was going with this.
So one thing
about so that we're never going to be able to understand. That's where I was coming from. So when you talk about the white guy and a black wife scenario, I think I have in a way so much respect for black women because I know what it's like to be a woman, right? And it's wildly different to your life as a male. And you'll never be able to comprehend that like fully. But then there's another layer put on top of that. So not only are you a woman, but you're a black person as well. So black guy has it worse than you. I'm not sure where a white woman and a black man stands, like in hierarchy. I have no clue, to be fair. I think it might be that I would have more privileges, but I'm not sure. Probably. But then being a black and being a woman is like a whole new set, and we would never understand that. So in a way, when they are being that loud, right, it makes me think that maybe they have to, just to be heard, just to be seen.
So something they grew up with? Like it was the way for them to be in the room and respected? And that
kind of. I think so. Like they had a strong character to exist in a way. So yeah, that was a very long way to say all of that.
Yeah, that
But
was,
that's like
I
kind
get
of
it. I get it.
where to give you
I think
a full picture. Like I know it annoys me, but then we don't know the full story of being that person. Like there is so much to it that we will never be able to understand, to comprehend.
So I basically have a feeling that there's a bit of inaccuracy in comparison between London and Poland.
Yeah.
Because first of all, this is London and there's another country, Poland. It's like different level.
Yeah.
But I think London in itself has a culture. And I read on Reddit, actually, London Reddit here, a few threads about how people in London are completely indifferent. Like overall, people would migrate from the north of England to London, or from Cornwall to London, wherever, and they would face a completely different way of living by people here. Like here, we don't want to talk to you, we don't want to look at you, we don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Us, the less we talk, the better. Unless we want something from you, then for only as needed, we would talk.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is very similar to what like New York is, for example, because I feel like people in America talk about New York as a separate culture of constant rush, money, and not giving a fuck about the second person. And to me, London is very similar in that regard. So I don't think it's fair to compare entire country of Poland to London.
Okay.
Because if you leave London, you're gonna find more kindness and more relationships between people. To give you like a real life example, I rode the bus in Hemel Hempstead. Everyone on that bus knew each other. It was the craziest experience I ever had. 20 people talking like they were sitting around campfire. And like they would ask about their grandchildren, about their groceries and their plans for the weekend. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, but listen, doesn't that play right into my thing though? Because if you go outside of London, the society there is much more homogeneous. You mentioned Cornwall. Isn't Cornwall like white?
It is, but Birmingham or Leeds isn't, but I don't know if that's how it is there. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, because we went to Cornwall, so obviously we know a little bit. I've never been to Leeds, so I cannot really say. But then you do go outside of London, and it's mostly white British.
Yeah. I know, it's an interesting point of view.
So maybe it does actually support my point.
I never thought about this, but maybe, yeah. But I absolutely hate bus experience in London. That's as a summary. It's absolutely terrible.
Yes.
Yeah. Respecting everyone is what we should do, whatever the ethnicity, the skin color, the sex, sexuality, opinions. Everyone is different. Everyone have an opinion. For sure. Like, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I see no objection to that. That's like, to me, that's at least given.
Yes.
Polish people just like to argue, so if someone is brave enough to speak up, the crowd will join.
We are a very feisty nation, I must say.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it's this. I don't know if we like to argue, but we for sure like to express our opinion. And because we are such a homogeneous society, plenty people hold the same opinion as we do, so it's easy to group up.
And we are very judgmental as well.
Oh yeah, we fuck.
Very judgmental.
Iron Pig, you would be judged, man. Yeah, you would be judged for sure.
Yes, the opinion is still strong in Poland that I don't know if I should do that because what others will think. So to give you an example, my mom wouldn't let me buy trainers, like just like plain what they call Converse, like plain black and white Converse, because the other people would think that my mom cannot afford shoes, like better shoes for her daughter.
Okay.
So she wouldn't let me wear sneakers.
So what other
like
people think, basically.
Yeah. So it's very strong in Poland still.
It is.
Yeah.
Just looking at Poland here.